Hey,
How's it going?
good. We are like deep into school volleyball season. So we've had volleyball games like 3 nights in a row for the last few weeks, plus practices. I'm exhausted with it. This week, all of our games have been like a 45-minute drive away.
That's horrible.
And I'm just like, I love going, but I'm just exhausted. So
Yeah.
I'm
It's
ready.
fun. It's fun, but it's also nice when it's over.
Yeah, I'm ready for the weekend. How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm great. I'm fine. Doing
Loving
good.
your mama hat. I told you that already. It's so
Thank you.
cute.
Thank you. Yeah, somebody did like hand embroidery, so I can't wash it. I
Mm,
want to do my own. I just haven't done it yet.
yeah.
Um, anyway, so farmer wants a wife.
Farmer wants a wife, girl.
What are we, episode 4? I think this is
Yeah,
like the 4th episode.
I think it's the fourth too.
I
Yeah,
still don't have everybody's names down, but it's because they don't talk a lot. I was like, who is this girl? Has she been on here the whole time?
I'm with you. I feel like because it's just like a quick little hour watch, it's harder to get. Like, I really enjoy the show. I love it.
I do too.
So lighthearted. It's so like enjoyable, but it is harder for me to get really invested.
Yeah.
Like I do.
Yeah, because you don't get much information. Like you really don't get a lot of like their one-on-one conversations. It's always just like, do you want to live on the farm or not?
Right. Um,
I think
and
last
well,
week, like with Haley and Matt, that was
that's what I
like
was
probably
going to say.
the most I've heard anybody actually communicate.
And all the but like the drama because she was gone when people woke up.
Yeah, that
And they're like, okay, so for anyone who doesn't actually watch, because I know there are people who don't watch these shows and listen to our podcast.
which is so funny because I'm
I know.
like,
It's like this is their scoop.
really entertaining.
One of the girls that lives on the farm with this guy, they when all the girls woke up in the morning, she wasn't there. And so they automatically assumed that she had gone and spent the night with him.
Yeah.
And so there was like all this drama for this show. I feel like it was a lot of drama.
Yeah.
And the girl who's from New York, like she was really like really invested in the fact that she knew what was going on.
Yeah, she did not believe it.
Right. She just wouldn't believe him at all. And both the farmer and the girl said, like, no, she did not go spend the night with him. And she said she got up that morning and went and like took her journal, watched the sunrise, journaled. I'll believe them. Do you believe them?
Yeah, because I don't know if this girl has like never watched the show before, but they're not allowed to do anything. Like they're always with the producer. They can't really have conversations with the farmer without the cameras rolling.
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of like lockdown on this show.
Yeah. I feel like on The Bachelor, they could sneak around more than they could
Yeah.
here. Or on,
Yeah, I wonder though on The Bachelor it must be like they must be able to get permission or something easier, I
yeah,
guess. I don't know. I would love to know the ins and outs of all of it, but
me too. But I just feel like, I mean, I'm that person that like I love to journal. If I wake up early, I do love
yeah.
to like watch the sunrise, journal, meditate. I get it. And if you're gonna also like she says like she would love to be on the farm. It would be her dream and to have that slower paced life. And like if that's her vibe, of course she was probably admitting that.
Yeah. No, I would be curious like why the producers don't say anything because they could be like yes or no. But I mean I get why, but I'd be curious to get a
Hmm.
producer's take on some of this stuff.
Well, I'm
Because like
sure they
with
can't.
with that one girl that walked off and cried, who was that? Great, is it Grace? She like
Grace.
walked off and cried. And like she's like, "Can I take a walk?" And they're like, "Well, where do you want to go?" And she was like crying. She's like, "Okay, come on, come on, come on." So I think they really have to get permission. Like, I
Right.
think they have certain boundaries they have to be in. So
Yeah.
I think maybe Rachel, I shouldn't even say that. I guess I don't know. Maybe she was looking for an excuse to leave. Maybe she wasn't super into it. I don't know. I have a feeling though with Matt, like that he is gonna have problems getting rid of people because I think he's just a softie. I just don't
Oh
think
my
he's gonna hurt
God.
anybody's feelings.
Yeah, I can't figure out if he just like genuinely doesn't know yet or if he just
Yeah.
doesn't want to hurt people. But I also thought about because you're right, he doesn't want to let anyone go. I actually thought about I wondered what his human design is. Because some people like reflectors, they have to like they might take longer, where people with like more open centers might take longer to make a decision.
Hmm.
And because like a reflector strategy is to wait 28 days, basically, wait a moon cycle. You don't have to actually do that once you get to know your own body and what yes is and no
Yeah.
for you and what it feels like when you're aligned. But especially in the beginning, that's how it is. And like, I don't know, even me, like I'm an emotional authority, so I have to and I'm a triple split. So it takes me time to make important decisions.
Yeah.
Even if I feel like I already know what the answer is, I just want to be certain in my body.
Hmm. I
Anyway,
don't know about him. I don't get the impression that that's it at all. I just get the impression that he's like, yeah, so five. What's his
right.
comment?
Right. I just can't decide though if it's that he's like not ready to make a decision because he really doesn't know yet, or if he's not ready because he just doesn't want to say goodbye.
I think that all of them are interesting because, like, I don't know. I was thinking about that this episode. Like, so as far as like them being men and their different styles and stuff, and Matt seems to be very like soft, not in like a bad way. Maybe
Yeah.
emotional. I don't even want to say emotional because I don't think he's like emotional. I just feel like he's very kind. Maybe kind's a better way. Not saying the other ones aren't kind, but I feel like he's like kind. I feel like Colton's a little horn dog.
He is
He's
a
always wanting to kiss
corn
everybody.
dog. You're right.
So funny, which is fine. I would want to be on his farm. If I'm gonna be on somebody's farm, I want to be kissing. Like, let me tell you, these other boys, I just don't understand why they don't.
No, I'd
Um,
be like, God, why isn't he kissing me yet?
I know Jay is more of like a manly man, maybe like man a few words kind of manly man. And then John, I can't get a good feel on him. He has me confused because he's like the guy I guess that I always thought was out there. Just like the way he talks about Samantha and how he wants somebody, like he made the comment that, Samantha isn't trying to win him over like the other girls. And I was like, okay, I like that a man wants something different,
Hmm.
not like, just all these girls to like fall over him.
Yeah.
But then that's like a challenge to me. So I almost have like a reaction to it of like would I be the girl that would be like the challenge, even though I don't feel like I'm a challenge because I always wear my heart on my sleeve. So anyways,
Well, right. And I know we've kind of touched on that before. My thing is that, I mean, yes, men like, they have like that. I mean, okay, when I say men, I'm obviously talking like a ma like a masculine concept. So anyway, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But
yeah,
it's yeah, but I'm just saying men, like if they are in and they want to be in their masculine essence, they have that like conquer hunter, like penetrate you with their energy. Like they do want that. And I understand that. I also think though it can coexist with a woman's, if she wants to be in her feminine energy, receptivity, beauty, like joy, enjoyment, pleasure.
Mhm.
So, and I've said it before, I feel like Samantha, she like is disconnecting herself from the pleasure of the experience in a lot of ways because she seems to have all of these walls up and rules for herself that
Yeah,
maybe aren't
preconceived
helpful.
ideas. Yeah, preconceived ideas that
Yeah.
she came into it with.
Yeah.
Because she seemed to be like starting to spiral. And I was like,
I know she
kind
was.
of confused on where it came from. But I guess if I was in her shoes and I really wasn't getting time with this guy, I would probably be the same way.
But
Because,
I
like,
felt like she has gotten time with him.
yeah, like the first day, the first 24 hours. But after that, I don't know how much they actually like get like one-on-one time
Right.
to like get
Right.
to know each other. Because like The Bachelor, the style is like, everybody's on a date, but then you pull the person and like talk to them and like they rotate through. Where this, I don't know, like
But some of the girls do that. Like they're
day
like,
to
will you
day.
dance with me? Will you?
Yeah, but like day to day, if they're like always doing farm work or something,
Right.
like I don't know. I would be curious what an actual like film day, like the structure of that looks like. Because I actually ended up going back to the first season and watching some of those episodes. And this season's filmed like a little bit differently. Like the first couple seasons, they get together like pretty much every episode, they all get together as a group. And this is the first time this season that they've all even gotten together. So I
Yeah.
found that kind of interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like there's something interesting going on between Samantha and John because it's like they both are saying they want a relationship and they want certain things, but then their behaviors are kind of like not exactly lining up with that, right?
Yeah.
Which is like we all do things unconsciously
Mhm.
in order to like protect ourselves or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that unfolds.
Watch on the iPad for a little bit. Yeah, no, I'm curious to see what happens next week with her too, because I think that they would be okay together if they both just had more time to actually like talk and be
Yeah.
together and enjoy each other. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I really would love to know, like I said already, that like
And I
what
think it would
how
be
much time they
a
actually get to talk to each other during every day. Like, do they
right.
talk to each other? Or is the farmer like always busy doing their thing until it's time to film with the girls and then they get together? Because like during Jay's date, or I shouldn't even say date, but they were like working on the farm. I can't even think of
Oh
anyone
yeah.
else even working on the farm. Jay was the only one that they worked on the farm this week. And they were like moving the bales and like,
Yeah.
that was a great time to like
But people
talk
got
to people.
so upset with that girl from Wooster, Ohio.
Is that the girl Tiana? She's the one that like talks too much.
They said she does, but I'm
Yeah.
like, that's like a you problem. That's not a her problem, in my opinion. Like, she doesn't need to act any different than how she acts just to make someone else feel comfortable. Like, she needs to be completely herself. And maybe she has a defined throat and you don't, or maybe she has an undefined throat and she's just saying a bunch of shit because she's making it bigger and reflecting it out. I don't know,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. I just think she needs to be how she is and who she is. And if he likes that, that's his choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I
it
kind of
goes
like what
back,
you're saying. Yeah, I
I
think
think it goes back to like people, we've talked about this with The Bachelor too before, like people being responsible for their own feelings and
mm-hmm.
not asking everyone else to change. And our society is like real big on this and it drives me crazy. Like they want everyone else to change to make them feel comfortable. And that's not how life works.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, I think people jive or they don't. And clearly the
yeah,
other girls are just not jiving with her. And most of the time, I feel like in these settings, that when you have a girl who's like standing out, it really creates chaos within other girls. I don't know if like they want to be that way or they feel like they're not getting enough attention.
Yeah.
Because
No,
I
I think
know
that,
that in my own life. Like sometimes when I look at somebody and I'm like, "Ugh," and then I'm like, you know what? The problem is because I want to do that same dang thing that they're doing.
yeah, like, Glennon Doyle, is her last name Melton now? Anyway, she wrote the book Untamed. And I remember when I read that,
Oh, I should read that.
it's so good. And she put something in there about, I think it was in that book, about um
No,
it being like when
it's
you
a
are
reader.
jealous, to notice your own jealousy and be thankful for it because it's showing you something that you want in your life.
I like that a lot. I literally could totally, okay, I'm gonna have to read this book because I feel like this last week I've really been going through a lot, like all these thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. I'm like, okay, how can I change this to be like something that serves me instead of something that like is eating me alive? And that makes total sense. That would be a way it would serve me to be
Yeah.
like, okay, be thankful.
Yeah, and it's
I
like,
like that a lot.
oh my God, that's just directing me, showing me in something that I want in my life that I'm not letting myself have, or I'm not working for, or I'm not, whatever it is, right? Like I'm blocking it.
Yeah.
And so it's just showing me something I didn't even know I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
or it's making it conscious to me. So I don't know. I just tend to feel like when people get that way and they can't, it's like, and it's okay to just not jive with somebody or not.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's real and that happens. But then it's when you're trying to make them be different that to me it's showing something like, oh,
So like they want her to be quiet is what you're
yeah,
saying. Like
yeah,
they think she talks too much and
yeah. Instead of just being like, God, that annoys me, but I'm just gonna like go
yeah.
on with my life, or maybe I'm even just gonna stay away from her as much as I can, or whatever. But like,
Yeah, I guess like if the concern is, that they're not getting enough time to talk to Jay, then like why not go ahead and just talk to him at dinner? Like
that's the thing,
why
right?
not figure out a way to just be like, okay, I'm gonna say whatever. Like I want to tell him this. So I'm gonna find a way to like, transition the conversation one night into like being able to share and open up about whatever I want to share with him instead of, well, it just makes me not want to talk.
Right, right. Because then they're kind of in their own, like they've closed in on themselves. They've gone inward, and not in like an inward to illuminate good way, but like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm just going to get really small because I'm so uncomfortable or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they get more upset
Yeah. Yeah,
at
because they're still
her.
not getting what they want out of
Yeah.
it. Hmm.
Yeah.
I find that dynamic interesting. And I also find the dynamic of like, I'm not going to chase him, he's going to chase me kind of a thing, or he hasn't asked me to dance yet. And I feel like sometimes when you have that perspective in life in general, anyways, but like for this show, let's say, if you want to dance with a guy, but you're like, oh, I can't dance with him until he asks me, you also could take on his perspective that he has four girls that he's trying to navigate through. And
Hmm.
you know how men are, they need a woman to guide them. And so, like, you're standing next to him and just be like, oh my gosh, I would love to dance to this song right now.
Exactly. That's it. I would
And then,
love to dance with you. Just express your
yeah.
desire.
And if he asks you, great. If he doesn't ask you, well, then that's probably a sign that there's not a connection there. There's not a spark
Right.
there. Sucks, but it is
Right.
what
And
it is.
I guess, I mean, I feel like maybe sometimes people, we don't express our desire as women because we are afraid the answer is gonna be no, or we're afraid it's scary. It's scary. It's so scary to be like, this is what I really want, and I don't know if I can have it.
Yeah.
oh my God, should I actually say that? Or like, am I like a horrible human being because I want this thing? Or like, what if I dance with him and everyone else, all the girls start hating me the way they hate that girl that's talking too much? Or, like there's all
Mhm.
these reasons, like these fears inside of us in everyday life. We could all, the listeners, you, me, we could all think of things that we really deeply desire that we are afraid to ask for. Or like, I know in my life I have asked for things. I've been really practicing this in the last few months, especially. I mean, I've been practicing it a long time, but in the last few months, in certain ways, it's really come up in a super vulnerable situation for me. And I'm just like, can I ask for that? Like, can I ask for that? Is that okay? Is that, and I mean, I would get to where I would feel like I was going to have like a panic attack about it. And then I was like, I would work through it and practice it and practice it. And then I would go ask. Like, I would practice like with friends or just alone by myself or whatever
Uh-huh.
until I like got the courage kind of. But we all have things we're afraid to ask for. But like, if we don't, then how's anyone supposed to know what we want?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is so true.
Oh shoot, I forgot to silence my phone. Let me do that. Um, yeah, it is just like an interesting, and then we're like upset that we don't have the thing that we didn't ask for.
Yes. Yes. Like, wonder how many of them went home like, oh man, like whatever. I didn't get to dance with him, or he didn't ask me to dance, or
Yeah.
I just can't imagine sometimes with like having all of these people to navigate, like how I
Yeah.
would do it in the moment. Like, and I'm sure there are girls there that they really are attracted to. And then I'm sure there are girls there that are just kind of there just to be there. Like Colton makes
Yeah.
it pretty known who he's attracted to.
I know.
Like Jay, maybe I can tell. John, it's Samantha. And then Matt, I don't know about him. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't tell with him. I
He's
thought he
like
was
kind of
attracted to the
reserved.
person he took on the first date,
Hmm.
but now like he hasn't really shown her a lot of attention.
Yeah, and we don't get to see it. I really wish it was 2 hours. Like,
Right.
I really wish, I mean, it would be easy, I would think, to make it 2 hours, but maybe they just don't have the ability to do that. Like,
So I mean, this to me is like a natural transition into the spark conversation that we said we were going to have. But if you have something else for Farmer, we can do it now or we can loop back to it. But I'm just
um,
thinking about the
yeah,
attraction between them and like, how much that plays into how they decide who they're keeping and stuff.
I would say the spark is like a pretty big thing in this show because I don't feel like they really get as much like one-on-one time.
Yeah, to go deep.
Yeah. I feel like most of it's pretty surface level. And I feel like that's probably why the show isn't as successful like with couples because
Well,
there's not a lot of opportunity to like really get to know each other.
oh, so that's funny because like I was thinking, I was thinking about the couple from last season,
Yeah, uh-huh.
and they're like a really good match, it seems like.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, I don't know if I would necessarily say it's surface level, but how I would maybe describe it is okay, I'm going to try to put this into words. So there's like this just some relationships, and this is kind of what I think is maybe like, I don't know if it's an older paradigm of relationship or whatever, but it seems like the relationships on the farm or in the farmer's life are more like this stuff has to be done. Can we all work together to get it done? Like the job in that way.
Uh-huh.
And like, yes, that is important. And there's like this spark, this passion, this. I was talking to one of my friends, and we kind of talked about the spark, and he was like, yeah, the passion. And I'm like, yeah, the did people used to even think about the passion? And in the farmer situation, are they even thinking about the passion, or are they just like, I want to find a wife to like do the farm life with? Whereas I'm like, God, I want passion. I want like hot, amazing sex. I want to be in love. I want to like know your soul. I want to like you to know my soul. I want a soul connection. I want to like,
Yeah.
and I want to just do all the normal life together too. Of course, I want to like cook dinner together and all that. But like, I don't cook dinner from that survival thing because it just has to be done. I don't do that now. So like, I don't want to do that in my relationship. I stopped doing that. Like, I don't know. Jagger was itty bitty. Like, I'm either going to enjoy cooking dinner or I'm not cooking dinner.
Okay, I see what you're okay. That's yeah. We're gonna have to talk about that at some point. Your survival versus not survival dinner. No, I meant for the show personally, I feel like some of the reason why like the couples don't last is because they don't actually have that time to actually like get to know each other. So most of their conversations are, like I said with Jay, very surface level. Do you want to live on this farm or not?
Right.
Kind of a
I
thing
see. Yeah.
versus like being able to ignite their sparks, because I feel like there are sparks flying,
Yeah.
but if you're not feeding that spark on a deeper level, then it's just going to be a quick kind of burnout spark.
Yeah. Like it'll burn out, like the fuse will blow or
Yeah.
whatever, however you want to say it. I understand what you mean by that because I think um there can definitely be passion, a spark, whatever. Like if I think back on my relationships where I've had that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there has to also be this like fuel added to it for like if it's gonna go like long
Mm-hmm.
term, there has to be a fuel. And I agree with you. Like, I don't know on this show in particular, do they have the opportunities? Because on The Bachelor, it's like, if when there's a fucking spark, like, when
Yeah.
they are like making out, they are like, their hands are all over each other when they're talking.
Mhm.
And as a woman, do you like, I love that as a woman, do you?
Like when a man's hands are all over me.
Like, yeah, like
I
I
mean, I
love,
guess it depends on where his hand is. We've talked about this before. Like
oh
I
yeah,
think there's a very masculine way to like, be with a woman and touch a woman without it being sexual. Like for me personally, yes, if a guy's talking to me and he's like, like touching my hair or whatever the case may be, yes. But if the guy is talking to me and he wants to touch my lady parts, I'm like, okay, like hold on a second. Like I'm actually wanting to connect with you on a different level than sex. So I would say yes. I do enjoy a very masculine presence of like, I have you, I'm holding, I mean, not like snuggling you.
no,
I
I
mean,
know
I
what you
have
mean.
a snuggle, but I'm holding you, like I have my hand on your arm
Yeah,
while you're talking.
yeah,
Like just the weight and like the warmth of the touch is like, yeah.
yeah. I agree. I love that. And I'm thinking also, I mean, I do have in human design certain gates that are associated with touch, but I also just like throwing that out the window, like I just think what you are saying about there's something about when a man that you want obviously to touch you. Like, and it doesn't even have to be sexual. It's just like that feeling of like you're talking and he's like got his hands on you in some way.
Mhm.
It it just, I don't know, my body like relaxes when it's like an actual like masculine, strong, healthy masculine man.
Mhm.
Like I can totally, like I just can, like just talking about it, I can feel how that feels in my body.
Yeah, yeah, I'm, like, picturing, like, my hips, like, somebody putting their hands on my
Yes,
hips. Not
yes.
like, if they're standing in front of me and they just kinda, like, are, like, holding you there, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
so comforting and containing and grounding. Oh my God, a masculine man's energy can be so grounding.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't feel like in this show Informer, like, yeah, they just don't go into that as much. It's more like just the day to day. Oh,
Yeah.
we're not working on the farm and doing this and doing that. And can you carry bales of hay? And
And they're kind of always, like, all together. Like, I think if they were by themselves, like, working one-on-one or had those opportunities where they were just, like, together working one-on-one, like, I think that that would be nice. Like when Matt was taking them out and they were picking the avocados, like if he would have separated them a little bit, I know it's not as fun, but like if he would have put the girls like a little bit farther apart, he could have went over and like easily have like had those moments. And
yeah,
I'm sure there's probably something in filming where that's not possible, whatever. But
right. But
we need to see more.
if you had a spark with someone, like, okay, I'm thinking about the person that you were talking about that like messaged you when we asked for info or whatever. Um, somebody was telling you, or maybe it was just someone you were talking to that said like that magnetic
Yeah.
just
Cool.
pull, yeah, that draws you together. I just think of that in my life, like when I've had that, even if I was there with other people, the magnetic pull is like so strong that it's like no one else is in the room.
Yes, and I feel like some of these girls, that's what I feel bad are like placeholders. And I hate to say that, but you can definitely tell. Like John even made that comment this episode about Samantha. Like he really likes Samantha, but he needs to give everybody else a fair shot. And I'm like, okay, but if the chemistry's there with Samantha, how are you going to be able to put that to the side and try and give the other girls a shot? Like I just don't see how he's gonna do that because I think he really likes her. Like even
No,
if she's
I agree.
wrong, I
Yeah.
think he likes her enough that like I don't know. If I was one of the other girls, I would be like, well, whatever.
Right. And then
Which
though,
maybe
like,
they see it differently than what we're seeing, but
yeah. And like, do you, if you have that kind of spark with some, like, I'm the kind of person that I think I just wonder if I was in a situation where I had five people on this show I was supposed to be dating, and I had the kind of spark I'm talking about that I've experienced. Like, I might just be like, I can't do this show because I only want to talk to this
so
one person.
like so like Claire Crawley on her time as Bachelorette, what was she on there for like 2 weeks, and then she picked that one guy, and then it was like
Yeah,
they didn't even
I
stay
forgot
together.
about her.
They didn't even stay together, and I don't know if like I feel like she was kind of set up by that guy though. I could feel like maybe he wasn't in it for the right reasons, which I hate to say that, but I could kind of sense it then. I was like, we'll see where this goes. Like, I
Yeah,
know
I
you're
forgot
really
she did
into
that.
him, but I'm not sure he's that into you back. But I feel like Samantha likes John.
Oh, I do too. But I don't think it's a problem, like even with Claire, the situation, because I totally forgot about that. Like that may have been that may have been the exact experience she needed,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like on her soul's evolution. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
And so I think like it's we can judge all of this as, I mean, I'm not saying you do this, okay? I'm just like when we're watching these shows, we're thinking, oh, they're falling in love and they're going to be together forever. And that's like the turnout that you want for it or something. But the truth is, like, we don't know what their souls are learning and what their soul evolution is and what all of those nuances. So, like, maybe I would say it is like the exact experience they had was the exact experience that they needed to get from it. And so,
Yeah.
like, quote unquote, winning doesn't necessarily mean you find the person you're going to be with for the rest of your life.
Yes, winning. That's what that one girl kept saying. She's like, I feel like this is a game show to her.
Uh-huh.
And I
Right.
thought that's interesting. But I feel like that girl was really sweet. Gracie. I feel
Yeah.
like she's very sweet, very quiet. Like
She
I
is, and I
her,
think that Jay really likes her.
yeah, I think he likes to pick girls up and move them around.
And she is like really tiny, and I
She
think
is tiny. She's like making me think I need to lose a bunch of weight so I can let mama
oh my
pick me up.
oh my god.
I can't hold you right now. I know. You go watch your show. You're supposed to nap.
So let's talk more about, I mean, if you want, I want to
Yeah.
dig
Let's
deeper
talk
into just the spark. Like, I just want to dig deeper into, like, do we believe in the spark? Do we want the spark? Do we, because you were saying, like, last time when we talked, that if you think about when you've had the spark, it wasn't with someone who like treated you well. So,
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like anytime I talk to him, I feel like the spark was like conveyed back. So I don't know if there was more logic in that whole situation. I don't even know. I don't know if there's logic in that situation because I think about that too. Like if I spark with somebody, I'm treating them very well.
right.
But that's in my nature though. Like I don't know. I feel like when I'm invested in like friendships, relationships, whatever they may be, I feel like I try to I don't want to say go out of my way, but I try to really show up, I guess, is what I'll say. And I know not everybody's that way.
Yeah. So let me, as you were talking about that, I just want to take 1 second and like just feel into my body for a minute. And I'm just feeling for if the spark for me feels, the word that comes up is ancient. Woo, ancient. Yeah. And I can really feel it in my heart chakra big time, which is interesting because when it happens, that's not necessarily where I feel it. I feel it through my whole body. But right now, talking about it, I can really feel it in my heart chakra. And the word necessary is there.
Necessary.
Yeah. And oh, for my soul's evolution. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Yeah. I'm going through the process of like just for our listeners. I know you kind of know this because I've worked with you some with it, but just where is it in my body? What is the message? And yeah, for my soul's evolution. So it's for me, it is necessary. I am here on earth to experience that in this lifetime, that kind of love, that kind, you know, like the passion, the spark. Um, and there's a part of me that fears it. I can feel that coming up too. It fears it. Like, is it healthy? Is it real? Is it possible? Oh, is it possible? Oh my God. Back to that desire we were talking about earlier, right? Like,
Yeah.
is it possible to hold out for that and actually get it? What if I hold out and I never get it with all the other things I want to? Right? Like this, that's scary. What if I hold out and I never get it? Yikes.
Guess you'll find out.
Yeah. And I feel it. I feel it in my heart and in my body, but it's like, I'm still feel like I was asking myself in that moment of like pause, should I settle?
I was literally just thinking that same thing. I'm like, okay, so, is it worth pursuing it then? If that's what you want, but you're afraid it might not happen, is it worth continuing to pursue it?
Yeah. And when asked the should I settle, very clearly I got a no.
Yeah. You'll be like 80. Hopefully it
Mm,
happens sooner, but I could see you sparking at 80.
yeah, for sure. Um, no, like absolutely no, do not settle. No, 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 no. It's a clear no. Like, which just tells me if I'm going to do love, I'm going to do it this way in this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I'm going to do love. I believe I'm going to have a husband.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I really believe that. So yeah, so I don't want to settle. I don't want to do it. And it even saying that is scary. Okay. Like I'm in that, like, that's my desire. And I'm so scared. And I'm saying it out loud on a fucking podcast. I'm not even just saying it to you. Right. like, but, um,
I think that's normal though.
yeah, but this is how life, I believe this is how life works. And so, like, I have to be really, really scared and have my butterflies and feel like I'm gonna maybe even pass out talking about it. I don't know. Like, I feel my body doing that thing inside, like, is this safe? Is this safe? Is this safe? Like, go into fear mode, come out, go into fear mode,
Yeah.
come out.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I want that. And it's not like the ego me, even, or I mean, yeah, I guess, like, but it would actually be easier for my ego to like not have the kind of love I say I want, because that's like the part of me that I've got it all handled. I can be in control. I'm good. I don't need anybody. Like that's my ego self. And so me peeling all that back and being truly vulnerable and receptive, ooh, that's the kind of love I'm going for. That's the kind of relationship I want. That's what I'm here to experience in this lifetime. And that is scary.
Yeah.
Now, does it mean everyone on the planet is here to experience that? No. I think it would be great, but it's not necessary, or it may not be like everyone's soul's journey.
That's true. And I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people aren't even open to that because they talk themselves out of it. That's just my opinion. That's my theory. But what if
Yeah.
da 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 da, and then all of their what ifs get in the way of just like diving into it and exploring it and trying it, and fail you might, but by golly, it was a fun ride.
Well, right. And, you know, we're meant to have experiences. You and I both are line threes in human design. So we do fail. Sometimes we take the long road. Sometimes, like, it doesn't matter. We make quote unquote mistakes. They're all like for our highest good. They teach us so much. It's fabulous. And then we learn like shortcuts and all the things. So, yeah, I mean, it is risky. And I can understand that, like, why people, exactly what you just said, would say, like, they talk themselves out of it, because it is scary and you don't know. And you are kind of betting on like the long shot or whatever. But in my belief system, like, if my soul says it, I am meant to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I just follow my inner guidance system. I just follow my soul's guidance. Whatever my soul says, that's what I follow. And it's funny because sometimes I'll do things that don't turn out the way I thought they would, but I learned exactly what I needed in doing that. And then the path opens up in a new and different way. And I'm guided like in a different direction. And that's like just the
Mhm.
way life works. It doesn't mean it was like wrong to do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Put that in a pretty little package with a bow on it because you're good at that.
Okay. I'll have to do that. I'll have to re-listen to this episode and put it in a package.
Because I'm just thinking of like, you know, people do, I mean, you're exactly right. They just talk themselves out of what they know deep down on the inside of them is the right thing because they're afraid, or what if it doesn't happen, or,
Yeah.
and it does take a lot of practice and courage and bravery and to follow, and sometimes mistakes, to follow your soul's inner guidance system and to learn how to do that.
Hmm.
So, like,
Yeah. And it's all, yeah, it's totally all trial and error. Totally.
yeah,
And I think it changes from like person to person. Your inner guidance system might react differently to different people. And
oh, for sure.
yeah, it's very fascinating, all of it. I think I just love love. I think that's also, yeah, I just love love.
Me
That's
too.
why I watch reality TV. I love new and exciting love.
Yeah.
Love watching people fall in love, or I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, and also is part of it, I just, this sparked for me when you said that. Part of it for me, I'm wondering if it is for you too, is just like the possibility, watching the possibility.
Yes. And that, like, really, now that we're sitting here talking about this, and this has made me sad for other people before too, but like, I know some kids right now, and I call them kids, not that they're kids, but like in their early 20s who like no drive, no desire, no whatever. And I'm like you are just at the peak of like all of the things the world has to offer. I mean, I still in my 30s feel like I'm still at the peak for all the things the world has to offer. I have so much time left to learn a million things that I want to learn. And I just feel like, man, I just can't imagine being in that headspace, that mindset of like, well, whatever. Like I just gonna sit at home and play my video games and like not take chances, take risks, try things. Like
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. And even people like in relationships right now who are dating, and it's like to the point, married, don't get married, but if we get married, I don't know. And what else? And I remember being that way. Like I thought, I had all these things in my head of like what I wanted. And then my life changed drastically when my mom died. And I was just like, wow, like
Yeah.
everything I thought I wanted is totally different now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And once you like enter in a relationship, get married, whatever, like your dynamic changes, your family changes, like, you have kids, like it really starts to settle in that like this is your family now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just think things change. I think people need to be open to trying something. And if it works, great. And if you get a divorce, it is what it is. Like, not saying that, you should
Yeah.
enter into a marriage to get divorced,
Of
but
course not.
take a risk. Like,
Yeah.
don't just keep sitting on the sidelines of love and relationships and whatever. I
And
don't know.
life, on the
Yeah.
sideline of life, you
I mean,
know?
I know there's lots of heartbreak. Like, obviously, these people who are getting sent home are sad because they went on the show to find love. But these guys are so young. Like, compared to this
Yeah.
last season of The Bachelor, like,
Yeah.
Julia's 22. First of all, she doesn't look like she's 22. I thought she was my age. I always think people are my age, so I'm getting old and I just need to own up to it.
I know.
Um,
I always am like, wait, I forget how old I am. And like, I think I'm still, like, I was just looking at some swimsuits because we're going to
uh-huh.
the beach with my family. And I was like, I forget that I'm just like not still 20 or something.
I think that's okay though, because
Yeah.
this morning I got dressed and I have on like, I don't know, like leggings, but they're like flared leggings. I don't know, whatever you want to call them, yoga pants. And then I put on like this little crop sweatshirt. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I should put on a longer sweatshirt. I'm like, you know what? No, because I'm not going to have this body forever. I'm not going to be able to dress like this the way I want to dress forever. So I'm just going to put it on and roll
Yes.
with it.
Yes. And I think also just to honor like what you said about when your mom passed, how your life changed. And I think that also is just a beautiful reminder for everyone that, you know, whether or not you believe in reincarnation like I do or whatever, even though I believe I've had all these lifetimes past and I will have more in the future because I like my soul doesn't end, right? Like that's my belief system. Even though I believe that I have this one life in this body, in this lifetime, in
Mm-hmm.
this experience to fully feel and experience what my soul came here to do in this lifetime. So if I don't like go balls to the fucking wall with it, then what's the point? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it could end at any moment. Like, you know, your mom's passing was sudden. When I had my near death experience and I went and talked to my guides and like, you know, I ended up choosing to come back and that was beautiful and gracious. And I had all of these things that I agreed to do if I came back. But like I had that experience too, where it's like it can happen when you least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
So have a broken heart. Please, for the love of God, experience a broken heart at some point in
Mm-hmm.
your life. Like it is magical. It is
Yeah.
alchemizing. It is amazing to have loved and had such an open heart that it can be shredded to pieces and it will mend back again.
Yeah.
You know, like try the thing, try the food. I'm not saying like,
Find a spark.
yes,
Go
have
for spark.
passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
completely agree. I feel like that was really good. I feel like that if you don't get anything else from this podcast, live your life to the fullest.
Please, for the love of God, goddess, do
Yeah.
it.
Don't trip up on it. Yeah. Which is easy for me to say as I sit on the sidelines watching Farmer Wants a Wife and telling Samantha, girl, just go for it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Let him be in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Believe me, when you have 3 kids and you've been married for 9 years, you'll want him in that driver's seat. You'll want him to say, no, babe, you're not cooking dinner. I am getting us pizza or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
And
you're not gonna deal with these kids right now. Go outside and take yourself a walk. You want
right.
him in the driver's seat.
Yeah. And I was just listening to, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm listening to an Aubrey Marcus podcast right now. And he's talking with this woman. Let me see if I can find her name just because I hate like not like giving a name, right? Let's see. The podcast, it's the Aubrey Marcus podcast. It's Feminine Empowerment. Um, and I was trying to see her name. It's scrolling. Anyway, I was listening to it and she and they were talking about her name is Kelsey Kazarian, maybe. I don't know how to say her last name, but they were talking about how the man, like in masculine energy, there's provision, and that's pro vision. Like when you break that word up, and it is him like having a vision, being for the vision, him, and like they were talking about a woman really choosing a man that is a good man, that's in his full, healthy masculine that she can trust, and then trusting when he says something, when he has a vision, when he says,
Mhm.
I can see in you that you're exhausted. Let's order the pizza or whatever. Like, because
Yeah.
you need partners. Like, sometimes we do need to see that in ourselves and speak up and say, oh my God, I know inside myself, I'm just so attuned to myself that I know I don't want to cook. But then also as women, we can really kind of like push ourselves for our families. And so to have
Yeah.
a partner who can see us and do that for us and trusting that his vision, how amazing.
Yeah.
And um and by the way, you are not sitting on the sidelines. That was the other thing I wanted to say. You are doing the work. You are in the arena. You are doing the things in your life. And
No, I am trying.
yeah, you're doing an amazing job at it. So, yeah. But I understand what you meant by that statement. But I just wanted to let you know that I see you and you are not, you are in it.
I am totally in it. Listen, I can't wait for our next session.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so great when people want to co-create their life with spirit, God, goddess, the universe, whatever your belief system is, but to want to engage with the creation of your life is amazing and beautiful. So I love working with you because you like take it on and you want to be engaged with life.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I feel um you just nailed it again there with like, taking on the creation of your life instead of, I just can't believe some people like feel that way. They just like sit around and I don't know. Like all of these people I feel like going on these shows are very brave to
Mm-hmm.
take on the creation of their life, to take an opportunity and try something new, whether it works, whether it doesn't work, whatever. I think it's pretty inspiring.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. How beautiful.
So we kind of talked about spark. So keep sending in your spark opinions, ideas, whether you think the spark lasts, 50 years of a relationship or not. I should ask my dad if they sparked. I'm gonna talk to him about that.
I did ask my mom about it.
Oh, okay. Let's what'd she say? Tell me real quick.
Well, so I asked my mom, this was like back in October. She came and spent a few days with me, and we were talking about it because I was curious if she
Hmm.
felt that with my dad, or if that was like even on the radar, or if it was just like, this is a good man who will take care of me, you know? And she said, like, they didn't really, I mean, she and my dad have an attraction with each other for sure.
Hmm.
But she said it wasn't something that they like thought about or talked about or like back then, like really anyone. So it wasn't like a conscious forefront thing. Do I have a spark with this person or not? It was just, I don't know, like, will like, do our families align? Will we be good together? But it wasn't like it was off the table. It just wasn't a conscious conversation or a conscious thought, but they definitely like had attraction,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes total sense to me. I just think we're in a different time when we're afforded the ability, we're fortunate enough to be in a place and time where we can think about more than just survival and we can talk about a spark and like wish for it and wonder if it can happen and bring it
Hmm.
conscious, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Hmm.
Yeah. So you'll have to tell me what your dad says. No, my dad saw my mom. So I think he had the spark. I think my dad did. I should ask my dad too,
You should totally ask your dad.
because I didn't talk to him because he wasn't at my house when I was talking to my mom about it. But I think he probably did have it because he saw her and was like, I want to marry her. And like he just felt like I want to go out there, I want to marry her. And she was like, he's too old for me because he's 4 years older. Like he was in college and she was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom is like, you would just have to know my mom. She's like innocent, really innocent. And like, she was like, he's too old for me. No. And so he asked her out and she kept saying no. And he kept asking her, like, not like over
Yeah.
we're right in the same week or whatever, but like he would revisit it and revisit. And he would like come in to the football games at the high school where she cheered and from college. Like he would drive in from Moorhead back to like Prestonsburg and he would go to the games and she was a major ed and she was a cheerleader and stuff and he would like watch like the games because my dad like loves football. He played football. And anyway, they just kind of like were in each other's orbit. So he would ask her and like it was no a few times and then she finally said yes.
Funny.
Yeah.
So he must have sparked. Yeah, ask your dad.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him
if he still sparks.
Yeah. I feel like they probably do. Definitely, I know like I'm not around them like as often, but I think that they definitely probably still do just by how they act with each other.
Yeah.
Like, and my dad really does like take good care of my mom, which I think helps with the spark,
Yeah, I agree with that.
She feels cared for.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we'll spark it up again next week and we'll talk more. We'll see what happens on Farmer Wants a Wife.
Yes. And
we'll see what Samantha decides. I don't see her leaving. And if she leaves, I think she'll come back. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really see her leaving either. Because I think even if she says that, he's going to be like, really? I don't want you to leave.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, that's on tonight. Actually, if I can stay awake for it, I cannot stay awake right now. I have every good intention of being awake and I just can't do it.
Right. Well, I'll be at a volleyball game tonight, but I will probably watch it like, I record it, so I'll watch it this weekend or whatever. I also like to record it because then I can just fast forward through the commercials because I hate them.
You're so funny. I hate commercials too, but I'm too cheap, so I just pay for Hulu with commercials.
Yeah, so I have commercials too, but you can fast forward through them if you record stuff.
Well, I don't have anything like that. Like I don't have like a way to like record. Like you record on Hulu or you record on your TV like with your cable?
No, on Hulu. On Hulu you can like select to record
what
the shows you want.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Can I do it on my phone or do I have to do it on the TV?
You can probably do it on your phone because then you just go in under like I think it's called My Stuff or something, and the recordings are there, and then you just hit play. Am I blowing your mind?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, because this whole time I'm like, yeah, she's got cable or something. I don't know.
No, I do it on Hulu.
I'm going to see if I can do that. Okay.
Try it.
Okay. All right. We will let everybody else go. They don't have to keep listening to me figure out Hulu. You're an 80-year-old woman trapped in this young 30-something body.
I love it. I love it. All right, everybody. If you have any more questions, like Emily said, or thoughts,
email us getting juicy podcasts at Gmail.
Yeah.
Email us your spark thoughts.
Yeah. Or DM us, whatever. Talk to us in person. I think we both talked to some people in person about it. And
yeah, I'm going to keep talking about sparks.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It is. All right.
All right. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.